Do you like your mood lighting?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Okay, I believe that should be us on screen.
Hey, hey, hey. Hello, my friendly friends of the EDM Production Discord and the International Live Beat channel. This is ill-esha and my lovely, lovely dear friend and co-host Nathaniel Wyvern doing another episode of Feedback on Friends. And we are actually doing some cool stuff. I Some people may have seen that I was going to do a workshop tonight. I've just started to get the power back in my house, so I'm still not home yet. So my mic is a little Zoom call-ish because it's the mic from my laptop, and you know, I didn't want to pull a bunch of gear all around when I'm not at home. So I will be doing the workshop soon, but more importantly, we are going to do some feedback with some friends, and we have the play test happening on Saturday. So I don't know what you're doing, but you should be hanging out with us because not only are we going to be playtesting a game, we're going to be spotlighting some of the awesome producers that are going to be playing it with us, playing some music, maybe even taking track feedback. How are you doing, Nathaniel? How's your day going?
It's not too bad. It's bloody cold here, and
Really? Yeah.
I did end up going out for an emergency grocery shopping trip because like this whole setup behind me with this red sheet thing. The bar fell down because the solution I had before to stick it up wasn't particularly good. I've switched to Velcro. That works better.
MacGyvering it up. I had a crazy day too. It was like pretty cold in Denmark and pretty icy, and I stopped by just to open my door so that the electrician could start fixing my power after 21 days. And my car just started sliding backwards and backwards and backwards. And in the end, Jason had to drive and I had to push. And he would have pushed, but I get really, really chicken about driving on the ice, so I was like, I'll push. And yeah, it's a little bit insane. I have heard in Canada, where I'm from, that it is like minus 25 in Vancouver, which is totally insane. So it's actually been colder in Canada than in Denmark. Wild. Absolutely wild. I think, Natty, we might even play some Super Dr. Corona today, right? That might be
We
fun.
sh- yeah, we can have a go. I've got mine set up, and you got managed to get working on Mac. I've never used crossover before.
Yes. Oh my God, it's Ryan Reset. We love you. Our
Hey
international live beat
Ryan,
champion. Yay.
and good
Maybe
evening,
Ryan.
Synetics, and thank you for
Good
joining us.
evening.
Excited and Jush.
Woo! All right.
Anyone
So
else
who's
watching? Tell us in the chat you're here.
yes? And please, Natty, switch to the view of us side by side. No one needs to see
Boop.
this random place. Yes, much nicer, much nicer. Your beautiful face is larger. So who's up first? Is it Josh here?
Josh is watching. Yep, and their feedback request is whatever works. Also would like to playtest Dr. Corona if possible. I sent him the link for that earlier, so we should be good there.
Nice. We would love to have another competitor because we can feature you. Like, just if anybody is watching, we are still open to having people join in the playtest and be featured. So I did find out you can play on Mac. All you need is Crossover. They have a 14-day free trial, and then you can open Steam in Crossover and open Dr. Corona on that. So that's actually how I have it running right now. We'll see how it runs today, but it's been pretty good. All right. So yes, Josh, let's go.
Let's go. Pace by Josh.
Oh, that outro, that was like my favorite part of the whole song. Like, I wanted that way sooner. I would just, first off, like, I would take that and resample it. Like, this is one of the things that people, I think, don't do enough is like sample it as if you're sampling someone else's record. And I don't know, maybe you even did, but I hope that that's original so that you can resample it again and not get in trouble twice. But I would resample that and chop it up and use it way sooner in the song because the texture is just so pleasurable. That like piano hammer art vibes. Like, I mean, what did you think, Natty? Sorry, that just hit me. I had to like burst in at it.
I was thinking about the what mood it conveyed, and it's doing a few different things, but I think intrigue is the capital word for this one. It conveys a sense of intrigue, which is good because that's quite a hard one to pull off.
Yeah, yeah, it's got a nice spy versus spy thing, and it very much brings me kind of like back home. I don't know where you are, Josh, but it sounds like USA late night bass party vibes to me, and it's very nice feeling because now I live in Europe where the repertoire of things that you will experience is basically like house, techno, and drum and bass. Uh, and while I appreciate all those things, and in fact, I am appreciating Four on the Floor more now that I live here and I kind of have to listen to it all the time, I do miss like a good bass. Yes, Denver vibes, of course. That's exactly what I was thinking. I didn't want to be presumptuous. Um, but yeah, one other thing I would try is like when you have that like single bass note, like that deep, it's kind of like a Liquid Stranger vibes, right? One thing that you can do just to make it a little bit I'm not saying it is monotonous, but when you have the wobble going just like wah, 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 on the same note, just to break the texture up, and you can just do this is a Mr. Bill trick, right? You can just take another synth that is similar but not the same and make a slightly different sound, or even do this a few times and then just cut between them on the same pattern, right? So then the pattern is the same and the vibe is still really hypnotic, but you have a slight texture variance. So it'll be like boona, wanna, right? Like four different synths. So I would just try that so that you don't disturb the hypnosis, but you give a little bit of textural evolution.
A good way to
that's how I
describe
feel.
it for me, at least, would be like the woodwind section in an orchestra. The bassier instruments, like but there's all these minute variations because the people playing them, one, they have to be very pronounced with how they play them. Like, you know, bass is quite hard to play, when you're playing those notes on woodwinds, at least. So you get these really interesting variations because they can never do it quite the same every time.
Yeah, I like these variations. I mean, again, not to quote Mr. Bill all the time, but I gotta give him a shout out for learning the most from him. He actually spends so much time creating these Max for Live devices and these machines just to kind of randomize certain settings, just to give these like constant variations. And it's like before we all started getting on this AI bandwagon, using neural networks and expanding our abilities. He was like developing these kind of autonomous robot Ableton devices to expand the capability, because of course to manually automate like 20 different variations of something takes time. But if you set up a device that does it for you, it takes less time. So that's just a teaser for our plugin of the week discussion that we're going to have a little bit. That's why I actually wanted the screen share. Sorry, I'm getting senile, Natty. It's like being over 40 or something.
Well, it's a case of work stuff out because then we can use it for anything.
Amazing. But yeah, good, nice starting track. Really made me miss Denver. Shouts out Denver. Shouts out to Los Gallitos Tacos. Go there for me. That is the bomb. All right. What's up next?
Tacos are next. Now I want tacos. How dare you?
I miss tacos. They don't have spice here in Denmark. They have salt and more salt and saltier salt and pork fat and salt. Did I say salt? Yes. Hey,
So this one's a remix.
Patrick Schuyler! Woo!
We're just gonna wing it.
Let's take a chance. Let's just take a chance.
No specific feedback requested. Smith and Wesson. I'll censor out the word remove.
Boy, hey, the shot be flying out the body guy like that. 2 shots there to him chin. Enemy of a friend, fake the funk, I put the junk to it. Now who the rude boy want come test door? I find his family, the ID, I'm in the mood. I bet you never thought I was led. Surprise, I'm a 45 blood head, just like your dread. That's the champion sound, you getting bucked down. Recognize the boot camp, flick like a buck town. Turn to the little bastard, always blasted from the stacks of chocolate up on the gaston. You say you're number 1 wicked selector. I say you panani and I wet ya. Keep the ball for a pull, this your trigger. Cause you don't wanna test me when I'm tipsy. You don't wanna test me when I'm, 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 you don't wanna, you don't wanna, you don't wanna, you don't wanna test me, test me, test me, test me, test me when I'm boom. Gun clap on number 1. Licking shots. Gun clap on number 1. We bring realness. Lick off a shot, you know dick rider. Lick a shot, put on and up on fire. Now everybody wanna be Don Gaga. And all around the York niggas be talking, but we be stalking. In the darks when the gun starts barking, but in the day be wearing your where you be walking. Me nah sex, me rough like the wicked youth in me. That motherfucker that be bugging over the truth. We see original criminal running time, crime pays. That's what I practice. So whack if you won't get blasted by my 9 shot. Come around my block, find a nice spot in the pie box. Murderer, body boy killer, call it power pillar. About to get illa. Some boy, it got enough reason to worry. Coming with the truth, we about to bury. Better pack it up to move in a hurry. He's absent. Then at my feature, it's about that time. To load up the line and do my damage wrong. Warriors, conquerors, the man before ya. Mr. Ripper, aka the enemy killer. My man with the weed is my man indeed. And all your sucky ducky niggas catch not to read. Put some more grind die this year. Here comes the boot camp, slide it to the rear. Train coming like a hurricane, licking shots. More touching the niggas with the chicken pops. So MCs get lifted when I'm splifted. Nigga guard your girl, cause Louisville packs the biscuit. In the session, Smith and Wesson OGC. Gun clapper number 1 with my nigga D.O.C. We bring the realness, feel this, boom is black, boom is reveal this, we come to let you know what the deal is. Straight up, we serve justice. So if you can't be trusted, may you return where the dust is. Oh, why?
Yeah, there's many songs that's going around and coming on and going like a clown. But I'm telling you, clean up your walk and come to the light. Stop all your dead stuff from morning and now is evening. Everything's changed. Never mentioned about
Woo!
So,
Banging. Natty, do you like drum and bass? I don't think I've ever even asked you, like, straight up, directly, but I'm going to ask you on stream in front of everyone.
oh, to everyone. Yes, of course I like drum and bass.
Good answer.
Well, I'm from the UK as well. It's kind of impossible to avoid drum and bass here.
Yeah. Bonehead Bangers was saying there's something up with the kick. I think the drums, to me, it sounded quite amazing. Like, it was super crisp, but I can see, like, the kick was definitely really clicky. And another tip, today is going to be, it's interesting. I'm going to just be super humble today, and I'm going to pass on a lot of the best tips I've learned from other producers and shout them out, because I think one of the best things to demystify is, like, this person knows so much more than you, and this one is an expert. We all learn from somebody. So one of the best things I learned from Frost, who is one of the sharpest sound designers I know, is that sometimes you actually have to just really pay attention to the high end of your kick, because the kick takes up a certain space, and it's good to have some click and to have some presence, but you might want to just go in and look at it through an analyzer and see if there's a place where you can cut the highs a bit, because that just puts more room in your mix for other things. So it is possible that maybe what Bonehead Bangers is hearing is that kick is very clicky, and because you have so many breaks, maybe it would be good to just take a look at it and just see if you could make more room for that. I mean, yeah, I really, really like the vibe, though. It reminds me of, like, when I started clubbing at the age of, like, 16, going to drum and bass parties, throwing drum and bass parties, just that, like, super clean, minimal vibe. Bonehead Bangers had another good comment. I love the idea, but I feel like it needs to be nastier, more jungly, more break chops. You know what? That's sort of one of those, like, opinion things, like, less than a technical thing, but I think you could go either way. You could keep it clean and minimal, but you could also go, like, savage and nasty. And, you know, this is one of those things where, like, maybe you try 2 different mixes and then you just test them out and see how they feel. So, Natty, since you love drum and bass so much, savage and nasty or clean and respectful?
I think for the lyrical content, savage and nasty.
Interesting.
But there's also speaking of the vocals, you're too loyal to them.
You're
You're using
like
all
chop
of
them
them.
up more.
Well, it's not just that. It's just you're using the entire original song structure in every possible way. We hear the same. If I go pull up the original, I'd go find exactly the same repetitions of the chorus and the verses and where they're placed and everything else. And I think that your beat isn't interesting enough to be this long. So you don't have so the thing possibly would be to then cut back some of the lyrics that you're using and optimize it a bit, or find a way to change it up and then give us a breakdown and then bring the vocals back in and let us miss them a little bit, come back round. That kind of thing is kind of where I'm feeling with this one.
That is such a good point, because you remember my Audius remix contest where we listened to people just, like, basically not even touch the acapella of my song, and then we had to listen to that like 110 times in a row. And, like,
I
was,
love
like,
your
my
song,
own...
but I hated your song by the end of that.
Yeah, because people, like, you're right, like, they kept the same exact form and they didn't take many chances with it. And I think, like, that is the greatest thing you can do. Like, load it into a sampler, and if you use something like Ableton, like, chop up, like, use all these semi-automated functions of the sampler to chop it up and replay it on the keyboard in a random order to, like, unstick yourself and do something you wouldn't normally do. That's
or make him say really dirty things just by rearranging what he's saying.
Oh man, yes. Or do that. But this is a child-safe show, Nathaniel. How dare you? How dare you?
Say that, but our next person in the queue is Sleazy Lettuce.
What is that lettuce doing? This is not child safe.
Outliving Liz Truss. That's what it's doing.
Is that Liz Truss? Is she a SoundCloud producer now that she has all this time from not being prime minister?
Maybe.
All right, Liz, let's go. Let's go.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, I'm a dad now.
The feedback request is for composition and feedback. Hear My Call by Sleazy Lettuce. Short and sweet, I'd say I'd call that one. That was lovely.
Yeah, that was nice. And, I have similar advice to Josh's track, but in a different way. Like in that one, I heard a lot of bass textures, which is good, but you were cutting between them in such even intervals that it actually becomes as predictable as having the same thing, if that makes sense. So you were kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2. So I would say get a little syncopated and weird with it. Like you've got all those great synth patches. Try cutting in between the beats. Like have like a bum, ba-da, bum, ba-da, bum, bum, like back and forth, so that even though your wobbles are kind of straight and you have all these great sounds, you're cutting and you're creating this texture morphing in between. So again, it's a really delicate thing to say, and be careful with it, because I'm not saying you need to be all like spastic and glitch hoppish. And I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying preserve the hypnosis again, but just do little tricks so that you get the slight tension. Yeah.
So much of the structure in this track is also provided just by that steady kick and snare pattern, that you really can go a little bit crazier with everything else and still have it feel centered and rhythmic in that sense.
Yeah, some people were saying that the mix felt a bit thin, but clean. It definitely sounded clean to me. I got different headphones than usual because again, I'm not at home. These are actually the headphones I use in my office. And just an interesting plug. So at home, I have these Sennheiser HD 800S. They are the fanciest things. They cost me like $2,000, and at the time, it was like more money than I spent on my laptop. And these headphones were actually recommended by Admiral Bumblebee, the dad of the EDMP server. They cost about $300, and I like them better. I like them better than my $2,000 headphones. And these are the Hi-Fi Man Sundara open
Oh,
back
I've heard of them.
headphones.
They get a lot of good reviews.
And they have fancier ones that are more expensive, but these ones, like I said, $300, and they're amazing and they're so clean. Of course, they're open back, so if you have to sit in a room with a bunch of people, you will annoy the hell out of them. But for mixing and for listening, like I'm doing with you, they're incredible. And they have this clarity like the Sennheisers do, but they're not like the Sennheisers are a little bit sharp. So this to me sounded clean. It didn't sound super thin, but it's hard for me to tell because I'm not at home. Did it sound thin to you, Natty?
It was mainly the vocals, I think, that in the effort to clean them up from wherever they're from, you've stripped out so much of the mids that it sounds hollow. It's not a bad thing, but maybe you got to find a way of augmenting them a little bit, artificially perhaps, with some kind of put a subtle lower pitched version underneath it, a little, just a bit, and crank it way down, and then pull it up until that point where you feel like it's starting to add beef to your main vocal, without sounding like you've got the lower pitch under there, you know, because you don't want to be too prominent.
That's true. It's always a difficult game when you make this kind of like deep, again, the Liquid Stranger bass genre, because you don't want to fill up the space too much, right? You want it to be like minimal and clean and deep. And so people sometimes focus on the really, really low end. But the problem with that is that if you don't have a huge speaker system, you can't reproduce those frequencies. So I do hear this a lot. I hear people making this kind of music where it's like, yeah, to be Denver for a sec, if you're in the black box, the greatest bass venue around, sounds great, and then as soon as you're at home or like just in a normal person's speaker system, you end up missing that. So I think that people sometimes need to think about like there's another great series of ranges that you can emphasize, like the upper bass or the high mids. You could have a really soft filtered mid-range synth that kind of gives some depth to your mix. You know, like just and really like test it on all kinds of different settings so that you're not just like bass gasming in the best situation, because the sad reality is like so many people just listen to music like on their phones or in AirPods or in some lesser situation than a top-notch bass venue, right? So maybe
this is what makes me laugh about Apple right now. They're pushing on Apple Music this whole spatial audio thing. But nobody I know anywhere can mix for spatial audio. They don't have the setup for it.
Well,
and nobody I know
that.
listens to this.
Not just that, but I have that in my AirPods, and it's so annoying because like I'm listening to music and somebody says something to me and I turn my head to the right and the music is over there and I'm like, no, I did not need to hear this dubstep track only on the left side of my head.
I was in the airport. I was on the way up to you, and I get bored and go to the tech shop, and they've got a pair of Bose headphones in there with their own implementation of this. I'm like, but it sounds so fake. Why would anyone want this?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways,
we're Luddites now.
Denver party has been awesome. Who's up next?
We have Unton. They are watching, just not logged into Twitch. Looking for feedback mostly on mixing. I think I'm happy with the composition here, but any feedback on sound design and composition is also welcome. For info, I'm a hobby producer from Sweden, starting to diving into producing about 18 months ago. Almost a 2-year mark. Let's go.
Sweden. Yay. Hey, neighbor.
This is Clarity by Unton.
Are we talking over this? It's a long song.
Sorry,
right?
yeah. I just try this Stream Deck. I'm still getting used to the way it likes inputs. So I pressed it. It's like started talking. Oh, still muted.
I think, first of all, congratulations on your, well, sorry, this lighting got a little crazy. I thought I was in like a crazy techno club. Congratulations on your 2 years. I think you generally have a really good sense of space. I really like the depth that you have. I do agree with the chat that your snare needs a little bit of work. And I think, with your style of music, it's like fewer, cleaner elements. So I would spend some time really exploring like different techniques. And one of the first things I could say is, overall for your drums, if you do not know what parallel compression is, also known as New York style compression, I would explore that a bit. It's basically having a send where you hyper compress your drums and then you mix that back into the original signal. And what that does is it gives you a really like extreme pop-in layer, but it doesn't over compress the drums in general. It still gives you that dynamic range. So I would super recommend playing with that to glue your drums together. And then with the snare, I would just try some different ones. I would maybe like listen to some reference tracks and just focus on the snare. So that's what I would say, because I think you've got a really good idea, you've got a really good vibe. But, normally I would say do some macro tensions and stuff, but I think with this style you should focus on super clean mixing. How do you feel about that, Natty?
I agree, keep it clean. I'm gonna call on your theory word terminology a second. There was a moment around 125 where I was starting to get a little bit bored of the main riff, but it's not that the riff is wrong or anything. It's just you had an opportunity, I think, to start changing the octaves that you're using. There's a term for it in composing where you just move the same melody up one octave and then do it again. I can't remember what the word is though.
Well, I know there's modulating, which is like just transposing it up, but it's not usually an octave. I don't know if music theory is my weakest link. I know it intuitively, but I could never explain it to you.
If anyone knows the word or the term for this, it's a transposition, but it's deliberately for repetition.
An octave?
It's just an octave, and then you can then either go up an octave again from there or come back down.
I said modulate's excited, but I don't think modulate refers specifically to
I think modulate
octave.
is just for relative
Just
keys and stuff.
Well, no, modulate is just like every boy band or like cheesy song from the 90s. They would do the song and then the last chorus, it would be like, I don't know why I Want It That Way is the first thing that comes to the mind. Yeah, that's modulate. Oh boy. All right. I'm getting silly. It's silly o'clock. But I would just zone in on your mixing. If anyone in the chat has any of them want to talk about their favorite snare tips, this is always a fun thing. I really love, I actually learn from lots of you what you guys like to do, but I will give you a tip from my own evolution. Is when I was younger as a producer and as a person, because age and time happen. It's funny how that works. I used to think that it was cool to just layer as many things as possible, and I think maybe you could be doing that. You could be layering a few things. And it wasn't until I started learning about phasing and really getting into EQing that I realized that I was kind of screwing myself by just putting 12 snares in and alternating between them. And in the end, a lot of the best producers, or the ones that I liked the most, when I got deeper into their production, they would use a single splice sample that was just really well done already. And I'm not saying to do that, right? But I'm saying that sometimes just getting one really well EQ'd and compressed sound is better than trying to be fancy and having 24 different snares that alternate in patterns of 8. And I'm saying that because that's what I used to do. So I would recommend not doing that. Woo! Yeah.
I find drums tricky in general.
Yeah.
Because it's sometimes I don't really know how I want them to sound, and even if I do, how I want them to sound might not actually work with what it is I'm trying to do elsewhere in the track.
Yeah,
And
I mean, yeah.
especially with digital stuff, it's really hard because you're not limited by how, like, the kit you have in front of you and how much you can actually go, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Drums are tricky. And oh, that's another good, like, relevant tip is to don't get too deep into just soloing and working on a drum because sometimes when you put it back in the mix, you're like, oh no, I spent 45 minutes on the soloed snare and now I've listened to it with the rest of the track and it doesn't work at all. So you have to go back and forth. I'm going to read a couple of these tips from the chat because I always love it when you guys chime in. Vermilion Music says, I always have a glue compressor on my entire drum bus on the full parallel preset. Very good. That's exactly what I was talking about. Top Amen Music says, with Amens, I just find a good loop and don't touch it much, chop it, of course. That also has a good place. Bonehead Banger said, ban drums from electronic music, make ambient only. Funny story, I'm at like the last stretch of my album, this thing I've been working on and off for years, and I've just stemmed it all out and I have it for like final mix and master stage. And then I just randomly found a version on my hard drive where I had like a fit where I was like, drums, I hate drums, I'm just gonna take all the drums out of this track. And I kind of love it. So I know you're joking, Bonehead Bangers, when you say ban drums, but sometimes that is also a good refresher, like to just take the drums out entirely and really listen to the rest of your track. I'm not saying that ban drums, and I'm not saying that that's always the right answer or even often the right answer, but sometimes just like taking it out and just listening to your track and can help you fill in the gaps of what actually needs to be there. So that's cool. Jawbone! Oh my gosh. You guys, okay, do you want to know who this person is? Jawbone, aka Top Amen Music. This is the person who, are you ready for this? Taught me how to DJ. This is the person who taught me how to DJ when I was 14 years old and I didn't even have my own decks.
That's gotta make Jawbone like 1,000.
Why? Oh my gosh, I would love to hear your music these days, Jawbone. It has been so long.
Join us! Come on the stream sometime!
I did mention earlier that I was over 40, so I already know I gave that away. So that was a long time ago, but big ups. You got started this huge chain, and here I am now making sounds for, well, you can find out if you look hard enough. It turns out that I'm not supposed to talk about my job if I'm not officially speaking for the company, but they did release an official video with me in it that has like 10 million views, and if you Google me and you look on my LinkedIn, you can also figure that out. So, anyways,
it's always a weird one, isn't it? But
thanks to you, Jawbone, I am making interactive sounds for really cool products and games at one of the biggest places in the world to do that kind of thing. So thank you. Who's up next? Sorry, I've been
next up we have Bonehead Bangers.
Woo!
No specific feedback, but he's in the chat there, so I guess while we're playing this, if it's somebody you think of, let us know.
Please do.
Oh, the title's also great. Boho go bye-bye for Jojo Pogo, that's a no-go, bro.
Say that 5 times, please. Okay, don't.
Once it's over. Once it's over.
All right.
down a little bit.
Wow, this has got
That
a very
is-
like retro rave vibe to it.
It reminds
Natty,
me of
you know
one
how
of these old GBA games, like the Spider-Man one.
Like Natty, you were like, I don't want to be almost 30 yet. This tune sounds like it's almost 30. Not in a bad way, like in terms of like music trends. And it's just to be on topic, like when I started DJing, this is like the kind of stuff that I was playing. This like really, but it's got a modern production vibe, which is nice. Like it's clean and I do think some of the synths are kind of like out of key with each other, but I think the drums are pretty crisp and clean.
The drums are my favorite bit of it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You want like
yeah,
some,
something-
I don't know, conscientious rapper over the top of it.
Like some 90s like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air type of rap thing. Like,
Yes, exactly.
come on down to the station today. I'm going to take the school and you're going to play. Hey, hip hop, hooray. Because you know Natty's got something to say. Oh. Like that?
Boho go bye for poker. Jojo poker. That's a no-go. That title is
Natty,
so
rap. Do rap. Okay, right now, rap that over top of it.
This is ill-esha TV, and I can't do what I expected because my brain is just kind of selective, and now I just have no sense of flow. But maybe Isha's better than me, so there you go. She's gonna whoop my ass at Super Dr. Corona, and before you know it, the game will be over. Maybe if I wasn't such a laggy ass. Oh wait, I shouldn't swear on Twitch. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Yeah, I don't know if that's a swear anymore.
Ass
You know-
myself isn't a swear, but what my brain came up with was a bit more extreme.
Isn't it just a donkey? It's a donkey. It's not a
Ass
swear
is
word.
fine, but that wasn't where my brain was going. I was gonna finish the word and I was like,
Wow, you're usually so clean. This is actually bringing out the savage in you. I like it. I like it. No more.
Well,
No more. I love it. Yeah, I love you. You're the best. Big shout
Love you
out
too,
to
Isha.
Nathaniel Wyvern, one of my favorite friends in the world. You know, Natty and I met on this Discord like 8 years ago. And the EDMP Discord has been around for a long time and gone through a lot of drama to be the style that it is now. And so Natty has been there the whole time. And speaking of that, when we play test Super Dr. Corona on Saturday, one of our competitors / featured producers is, I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it HTTPster or HTTPster? Anyways, he's like the lead moderator on the EDM production Reddit, which is like our daddy. That's where we come from. So it'll be really fun to have Sami on there, and yeah, I'm really excited to hear that. So what else have we got going on in the queue?
we got Aiden.
Aiden! Yay!
Just wanted to share a new song from Voyager, released last Friday. So it's a new album, which you should have told me you released a new album. It's hard enough as it is without people like telling me that think they've got stuff out. Please don't just be silent about
It's
it.
so hard. It's so hard to be on the internet now. I don't even know how all you children do it. I get so tired. Like I recently, like I'm the last person on TikTok, but I started one for my new alter ego because I'm releasing a new album with videos and I know that you have to be on TikTok. And man, I'm just getting so tired making all these videos all the time. And it's like, when do you get to make music? Like what?
Never
music?
if Kyle Minogue's video manager lady is any indication. She was talking about how an album release now isn't just an album. You have to have 200 videos and 500 album cover variants, and she's just constantly making new assets, and I'm like, great, this is lovely, this is exactly what I want to do in my life.
Oh my gosh, I'm really glad I have you, and we just keep discovering funny tech stuff together. So let's play Iden, and then let's talk about the funny stuff that we've been doing with AI a little bit as the plugin.
Oh yes, this is Hypnonaut. Can't speak today. Hypnonaut by Iden. This is boss fight music. That's what this is.
Super boss fight. Yes, I love that. And those of you, by the way, if you missed part 1 of our gaming music special with Jonathan, that was so much fun. Like, but this is like got that same like, yeah, boss fight is a great description for it. And I love the detail, like others in the chat have said. I like hearing like the stereo experimenting, and there's a lot of nice stuff. I really appreciate how high quality a stereo we always stream with Video Ninja. I can hear like every little detail. It's amazing. So, what, you have any comments on that one, Natty?
I'd actually be very interested in an extended version of this, where you just bring elements in and out by themselves, or with only one or two things sitting by themselves. Like that. The thing about the boss fight vibe, when you got video games that are more arcadey, they put everything on the tracks and they'll fade things in and out as the, like, say as your health goes down, they might have another element introduced a little bit more up-tempo that just increases that tension a little bit. And maybe harmonizes with there might be some sort of special effects kind of thing that sort of like you're dying, go get help, or you're screwed, bro. But there's so many little interesting details in this that I could see like the, you know, like 10-hour extended version YouTube kind of deal, where this is like the GoPro. Not quite. I wouldn't want it that long, but you know, but like I could see people doing that, just putting it on loop and getting productive, you know.
Yeah, fair. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed that. Any other comments? Because I mean, it sounded dope. Like that was. I didn't tell us more about your new album. Spam us.
Yeah, where does this fit in the album? Is it a starting track? Is it somewhere in the middle? Is it? I mean, it would be a weird closing track, unless it's like, well, unless it was like one of those old school secret tracks, where there's silence for 3 minutes and then suddenly this weird experimental thing comes on.
Yeah, yeah, I like it. I think it's super cool. I would love to hear more of the story, but check out Aiden's new album, everyone. Full album on his website for streaming and download. Aiden.world.
Oh yes, we didn't. Yeah, the censorship. We need to figure out how to allow people to post links, but with permission on Twitch, because I still don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to look into that, but we're too busy.
Post on the
doing
Discord,
other
Aiden.
things. Yes. All right. Amazing. Actually, I'm having fun on the side, low key, just playing Super Dr. Corona. So, let's. Do you wanna talk about the plugin, or do you want to do another feedback? What do you want to do?
Let's talk about the plugin now. I think it's a good place to stop
break.
for a minute.
So there's a lot of back and forth about all this AI stuff, right? And I personally have the perspective that no, I'm not worried about it taking my job. I think things change all the time and jobs change. But what I do think is that we should all get on top of it and use it to our advantage to be more creative than we have the time and mental resources and physical ability to do, right? It's like extra arms. That's what I always said when I started making my cool live sets with my custom gear. And, I always wanted to perform a one-woman band, right? I got sick of bandmates not showing up for practice. And so all this cool controllerism enabled me to do more. And I feel the same about AI. And when I do the gaming special, I'll even focus a little bit more on some cool tools and very serious ones. But we are not going to talk about a serious one today. We are going to talk about Suno.ai, which is a really, really funny technology put on by Mike. It's actually part of Microsoft Copilot, but it's just kind of a little bit of a hilarious break. And you can sign up with your Discord if you go to suno.ai, and you literally type in a prompt, and it makes lyrics, it makes music, and it sings it. And it's generally so terrible that it's funny, but it's been entertaining Nadia and I for so long, and we actually broke it. We were trying to make something that what was it?
It said ear candy,
and it just couldn't even handle it. It's crazy.
I did get to say it twice, but it turns out it doesn't do some words with all styles.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, you're seeing my screen here? So
yep.
you can also put your own lyrics in it, but in this case, the first time I tried it, I was just like, oh, I want to do something funny. I'm gonna make a track about this. Is to be on topic, right? This game that we're playtesting, Super Dr. Corona, is based on Dr. Mario and how much we love it. And so I was just being funny, and I was sitting around with Jason, who is the developer who really loves AI as well. And I was like, make a song, and this is what I typed. I think it might even show you the original. No, it doesn't. But I said, a song about a guy named Jason who loves Dr. Mario in UK garage style. That's all I told it. And in about 20 seconds...
He's everything but Dr. Mario. He's playing on his Nintendo. Late night solo. Jumping on the pills. Matching up the colors. Got him running around getting nice moves. Brother. Dr. Mario. Oh, he's got that magic touch. Jason's falling in love. It's just too much. Can't stop playing. Addicted to the game. Dr. Mario. Giving fever just a minute. Dr. Mario.
Anyways, that's a pretty funny one. Let me show you a couple more. Then another hybrid. So Frost, who's a very memey young producer, very good sound designer, I just decided to make fun of all my friends. And by the way, they do have this sort of protective algorithm where if they sense that you're trying to like clone a particular artist or person, it'll say, you can't do that, it's for making original lyrics. But you know, I just kept retyping my prompts in certain ways until it got it, but it didn't. So I was like, all right, make a song about Jackson. He's a German guy. He loves eating meat and cocktails, and his face never changes because he does this very like expressionless German thing, and make it rhythm because it'd be funny. And this is what it gave me. Whoops, not that one. Here we go.
You're a prompt engineer now.
Jackson on the beat, he's a master of the sound. German American, he stands as a king crown. Obsessed with cocktails, mixing flavors all around. And when it comes to me, he never lets it down. Bass drops heavy, beats go wild. Jackson's rhythms, they drive you wild. Cocktail carnival, he's got the vibe. Face poker slate, never shows he's alive.
Share one or two more, and I have to put something in the oven because Jason will come back from dinner. We're gonna have some dinner. But yeah, we broke it trying to make ear candy. It really didn't like that. Oh, I have a few more that are not in here. So, anyways, that's Suno.ai. It's a pretty funny story, really, and you can make any style, and you can say things. You can say things like. You can even say like accent or like Latin. Let me just, there's a way funnier one that I did. And yes, I have 2 accounts so that I can get, because you get like 50 credits per day. So, whoops. Is this gonna like just totally dox me? Let me just unscreen share. Just in case. All right, let me just do that again because I don't, Cool. All right. Back to your usually scheduled docs stream. Oh yeah. So this is pretty funny, and he's gonna kill me for. I wrote these lyrics. So this is a good example where I wasn't getting what I wanted. There's a lot of inside jokes in this, but all you need to know is he's vegan. He's half Latin. He's really polite. Sometimes I hear him say, excuse me, and there's no one there. So I was like, do a dance hall song with a heavy accent guy.
Jason, he's a half Latin vegan. Vaya con Dios, te ponga sensation.
And then it has a stupid long breakdown, but here's like the best part.
Excuse me, but there's nobody there. Excuse me, go and take off me underwear. Jason, be so polite. Half like and don't wanna fight.
Anyways, I'm just gonna relieve you from the torture now. But Natty, do you have some Suno songs that you might want to share? Or do you want to make? Actually, I have a better idea. Make one right now. Let's make one on the air from the chat. Can we do that?
Maybe 2 seconds.
Okay.
Move my window.
While we're waiting in the chat, I want y'all to throw in some very random ingredients that Natty can use to prompt the AI. It can be style. It can be subject. So, Natty, I'm going to let you get that up, and I'm just going to throw this tray in the oven. 2 seconds.
That's okay. Okay. Aha. That works. Although, actually, I should do it on here because I need it to. Suno AI. Alright. Because I should make it so it
Okay.
I should make it so it doesn't conflict. That would help.
So banjo IDM about garlic and RCA cable. I'm gonna throw in what else? Let's put another ingredient into that style. I would say dreamy IDM with banjos.
Sorry, 2 seconds. Which one will let me log in? So I realised I should do it through Firefox so I don't create a feedback loop, because that'd be terrible.
Oh, do you want me to just do it since I'm back? Is it faster?
Might be. Come on, log in.
All right, I think it's gonna be faster. Let me. It's all good. Yeah, I kind of caught you off guard. I know. So let's do it. So I'm gonna type in create, and let's. What did we say? Okay, we got
Banjo IDM.
a dreamy IDM song. You have to kind of be careful with banjos, UK garage drums,
And smooth, sultry vocals.
smooth, sultry vocals about yes, lyrics about garlic and RCA cables. Music that sounds desperate. All right, I'll see if I can fit a dreamy, desperate IDM song. Let's see. It's thinking, and it gives you 2 options every time, by the way. So we've got Tangled in Cables, and we have Electric Dreams of Garlic and Cables. So we'll look at both of them. All right.
In the twilight between sleeping awake, visions of garlic and cables intertwined. The banjo strums a melancholic tune as the UK carriage drums that go in. Tangled cables lost in the haze. Searching for meaning in this dreamy haze.
Searching for meaning, searching for meaning.
Sultry vocals whisper in the night. Desperate clarity and light.
Wow, that was amazing. All right, so that's song 1, and song 2, Electric Dreams of Garlic and Cables.
In a world of circuitry and sound waves, where banjos gently pluck the melody, I'm lost in a dreamscape so far away. Love and longing blend with technology. Oh yeah, garlic and cables intertwined dance in this ethereal electronic romance. Whispers of love, the wires they flow. This dreamy idea where desires grow.
What is this cover art, by the way? What is this? It's pretty.
The bed where you dream of garlic and cables.
Oh my God. So this is also a little bit of a teaser because when we were making some stupid videos about Dr. Corona, we decided to make a theme song for Jason, and we came up with like 30 different terrible tries, and we made videos about it. So it's very meta. But let's make one more. I'm gonna say like
Sexy.
let's just okay, a sexy saxophone. Let's do synth.
Trip hop.
A sexy saxophone trip hop tune about being a broke EDM producer in the age of memes. All right, let's see what we got. Do 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 do.
Da, 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 da.
Oh,
Da 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 da.
We've got broken beats and bold memes, and we have Beat Dreamer.
Night in my bedroom, chasing melodies, tapping on my laptop, drowning in my fantasy. I'm a broken young producer, living in a world of me. But when I pick up my saxophone, the feeling is obscene. Sexy saxophone trip, hop cruise. I'm lost in the rhythm, can't escape these moves. Broke beats and bold memes, that's my reality. But when the music takes over, I'm free.
I think I'm gonna put broke beats and bold memes. That's my reality. I think that's gonna be on my business card. All right, our last AI song of the night is called Beat Dreamer.
Late nights move, headphones on, creating beats on my laptop all alone. Saxophone melodies dancing in my head, but the bells keep piling up, can't play with me. I'm a big dreamer, and I need to feel world, chasing ribbons, making waves, but the struggle's real. Seductive saxophone, rules that make you sway. But my pockets are empty, gotta find my own way.
My pockets are empty. Gotta find my own way. How poetic. That's
Would you like to hear
amazing.
two that I created, and then we can close them there?
Sounds good.
This is Hydro Flask Fever and Hydro Flask Obsession.
I'm creating sounds with my laptop. Bedroom producer, don't know where to stop. Gotta hide your flash collection, can't you see? Want money on flash in my gear, can't you believe? Hide your flash fever, it's taking over me. I'm lost in the fashion, can't you see? I'm drowning in metal, drowning in glass. But my music, it just won't last. In my bedroom, I create the sounds with my synths and drum machines all around. But I'm caught up in a different kind of way, collecting hydro flasks has become my main crave. I'm a bedroom producer, lost in my dreams, spending all my money on the trendy scenes. I got more hydro flasks than music gear, but I'm still dancing, a heart full of cheer.
I'm sorry, what was this what's the thing with the Hydro Flask?
Last year or so, there's a whole thing on TikTok about people collecting Hydro Flasks, and now it's something called a Stanley Cup or something.
Okay.
People collect them in every
Alright.
color, and they call it's like hydration fashion or something. I don't know, it's weird, but I thought it would be funny. Just died.
That's ridiculous. Well, look, let's do we have only a couple more. I hope, right? I have to go eat dinner pretty soon, but I want to check out a few more, and then Jason is around, so let's embarrass ourselves before we go by playing Dr. Corona in front of him. Hello.
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 We've got some more people interested in the playtest now that they know that they can play on Mac. So this may be interesting. By the way, I just want to shout out to the people who are participating. We have Yes Please, aka Friends Call Me Ty. We have HTTPster or Hipster or whatever. We've got Yip Jason. We've got Rags, who's going to be co-hosting. We got Jonathan Vanderhorn, the game's composer himself, Nathaniel, me. And basically, if you're a producer and we play your stuff, and you play the game, we will play your stuff. We'll do a little spotlight on you. And whoever wins, whoever gets the furthest, has to play Jason the Big Boss. We were just showing them Suno.ai, and I was giving them a little teaser of, making songs with it. So we will also be premiering the hot new AI theme song made for 74-bit. But I'm really excited because I see that Six Sided is next.
Yep.
Right?
Mhm.
Six Sided is one of my absolute favorites. They know that, I'm sure. I fan out all the time. So what's up with Six Sided? What are we going to hear?
They're saying this is an older project, and if anything sounds off, bring it up. That's about as detailed as they get, apparently. Waiting for this. Oh, we got adverts to get through. Meh. Is it? I don't pay for SoundCloud, so I get adverts. One or two. What if it ends up just being you that wins the tournament, ill-esha?
It's not
What
going
if
to be
you're
me
the
that wins the
best?
tournament. Have you seen the chat of the competitors and how good everyone is getting? I am definitely not going to win.
I've been meaning to get back in and try and beat one of those high scores just to go meh, 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 meh. I'm not even, like, necessarily that into competitive things, but we'll see how it goes. I just want to beat somebody.
Yes. All right. So let.
Alright, adverts. Is this working? I don't know. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sam.co.uk.
freaking good as always. Just insane.
Oh no! What was that? No idea what that is.
I'm not gonna make
okay.
any mixed comments anymore because I'm now listening to some little speakers because now Jason's back and I want to like play the game and hang out, but I didn't. What's going on over there?
Sorry.
Natty, are you okay?
No.
Natty, are you okay? Are you
I'm
okay,
dead.
Natty? Yeah, that was freaking sick. I love your stuff. It's like a full story every time, but this was different because I've heard a lot of your compositional stuff, and I haven't heard a lot of like your like dancey kind of morphing stuff, and that's really awesome. Just really good. I have no comments because I think that you're artistic. And by the way, for those of you who are hearing Six Sided for the first time, I don't know why, it's rhetorical at this point. I'm always like, did you really do that? Or are those samples? And they're always like, oh, I did it all with MIDI. And I'm just like, what? What? Who does that? That's incredible. I'm a huge fan. Six Sided, everybody.
I thought it was cool too. I'd actually love to see. I know we were complaining earlier about having to do visuals for things, but I would like to see some sort of attempt to add visuals to this.
Yeah, you should totally work with like somebody to do that or do it yourself. There are so many other cool like programs now like Volta XR that make it really, really easy to do something like that. You know.
We should show all the other ones. Blurp. No, I don't want to save. How do I turn that off? Near.
What, autoplay?
The do you want to save thing?
Oh, sorry, unity of noise. It's not him having an echo. It's because I'm now on speakers and not on headphones. So I'll go back on headphones for a short amount of time, but I got some stuff going on right now. So it's not Nathaniel. It's my fault. I'll try to mute her. Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so next up we have Vermilion. This one is almost done and would like to know how you feel about it. I've been bouncing back masters now and it is nearly done. This is, I believe it's the first submission for you, Vermilion. I haven't heard anything of yours before, but correct me if I'm wrong. Vermilion X Fuzzy Awakened, featuring Aloma Steel. Tell us a bit about the making of this track. You got all these collaborators and stuff, so that'll be cool to hear what your process is a little bit.
Never saw a shift in the paradigm, left our Eden behind. This heaven's feeling out of touch. Been down this road a bit too much and going nowhere now that the fog is clear. All of our atmosphere has lost a sense of space and time. Nothing seems to even rhyme and there's no somewhere. Don't say goodbye, we're just too blinded. I'm ready to fight. Stand up, awaken, awaken, awaken. Wake up, 'cause we're unbreakable. I can see the light dancing in your eyes, but it's fading. Right now it's just a thundercloud. but we can pull away this shroud and tame this nightmare. Our love's a wind of pain, halting glass that we stain. But if we walk an extra mile, we can overcome this trial and make a home there. Don't say goodbye, we're just too blinded. I'm ready to fight. Stand up, awaken, awaken, awaken. Wake up, 'cause we're unbreakable.
Another really pretty entry. Kind of feels like the stream is symmetrical tonight.
Yeah, really nice vocals. Really like that. Really pretty melodies. Really, really warm feeling. I quite enjoyed that. That was a great experience. Like, it really warmed my heart. It was predictable in a good way. Like, it was comforted by what it did, and I really have not much to say about it because of that. Like, it was catchy, it was pop, really good quality vocals. Like, I was almost just gonna be like, oh no, is this another remix? Oh no, we're gonna get dinged. And that's like that's the biggest compliment I could give you, because it sounded so professional that it sounded like you took it from somewhere else, and you're just really good. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think on the whole, really, really solid. I have one minor note, and that is go listen to it on the shittiest pair of earbuds you can. I feel there's an ever so slight little bit of harshness in the top end of your mix. It's kind of hard to pinpoint, but I feel like the best way you're going to pick it out and find the element you need just to nudge down your EQ a little bit to get that out of the way is find a really terrible listening environment that emphasizes the high-end, like, really cheap earbuds. They're not very good at the bass, and they crank the treble to make it sound like they're better than they are. And it'll make it stand out really clear. Just ever so slight, I think. And then it'll be, like, so good. So good.
Yeah.
If you have to, use a custom EQ on whatever you're listening on. Just deliberately make it sound just a little bit shittier. It sounds like really weird, but sometimes like really good gear can be actually weird in that it makes things sound nice all the time.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, in professional studios, they always have like a pair of super shitty speakers, like a Fostex or what are the ones they always have? The Yamaha NS10s. They always have the NS10s specifically to mimic shitty speakers. Oh, now I swore. It's a swearing thing. Jason, by the way, Natty did a freestyle about Super Dr. Corona. It's pretty good. We're gonna have to clip it later. It was award-winning. That's what I'm gonna say. Award-winning.
Can't wait to hear it.
I'm an award-winning fool. That's what it is.
An award. All right, let's get through like the last couple feedbacks, and then we can play a game, and then I can have some dinner, and we can, just to plug anybody who's just tuned in, we're gonna be playtesting this super awesome game on Saturday, and we'll do a little bit more feedback, a little bit more spotlighting, but come and game with us, come play us. I said that you needed a PC originally. I lied, because you can just run crossover if you have a Mac like me.
The more you know,
yeah.
Star. We need that as a thing we can stick on the screen sometimes.
The more you know. Yes. So who's up next? Who's up next?
Abstract
Who's up?
Type, aka Morgan on Discord.
Okay.
It's very
I'll
whipping.
give
I haven't
myself-
worked on it in a while. For some reason, I like the start of it more than the second time it loops around, even though it should be the same. So maybe I need to change up the delays or remove them. This is 23:10:28 by Abstract Type. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna come in here. I don't think the delay is the problem in itself. It's the resonances that are building up in your delays that are starting to create weird mud as the track goes on and on and on. Especially you can hear it there where everything stopped playing and it's just the delay tail carrying it out. It's kind of lost all sense of focus. And the easiest way I would deal with this, especially since you're using Logic, so you're sitting in a DAW, is at the end of the first repetition, freeze everything. Make a copy that's just everything frozen on their own tracks, and basically just duplicate it. So your next one, you start your loop again fresh on a new set of tracks, but you keep the tails of everything from the first loop, going over the top of them. You EQ them in such a way that they're now stepping out of the way of the new loop. And you can then also, from that point on, start chopping it up, add a little bit of spice and variety that is still from that original repetition. So you're still getting that continuum of delay, but you're no longer making mud, and you're no longer getting all these weird resonances. Like, if I was going to play it on my soundbar sitting up there, it would probably just bounce off my room and all sound mushy and weird. It's just about giving yourself that extra leverage of control. If you're not trying for this is running on a VCV rack setup, then leverage every tool you got in your box to artificially get around it, basically, to tidy it up and give it some sense of focus. And it might, once you're starting to do that kind of stuff, when you're hearing the interplay between the original loop and your duplicated when we're started back from zero, you might hear subliminal things that you can then start adding in. It'll inspire you and allow you to mutate it further and make it go weirder. And I don't think it necessarily needs to be shorter or more optimized. It's just about that level of control and finesse that you're aiming for. ill-esha.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. It's like it's great to have that tribute sound of like evolving modular freeform stuff, but like use the whole like modern technology thing to your advantage. And I agree, like just control it in a way that you couldn't control if you were just doing on the fly, because you won't lose that feeling. You'll just have like a sense of tighter cohesion to the whole piece. So I really like the energy that you have, though. It was really nice and floaty, and really like you're really good at making really cool textures. And I think in general, I would say now that I've listened to a bunch of your stuff for a while, it's like that is your strength, is making this beautiful ambience and texture. And sometimes it just seems like you're trying to figure out how to narrow it down, because that is a common thing with modular type of vibes. You just make a million cool sounds, and then it's like, all right, great, I got this 13-minute song, it's incredible. But you can keep that version, and you can even make like several songs out of it, or just like do a radio edit or whatever. I mean, it's funny, as Bonehead Banger says, I would like this to be longer as well. I think you could do a lot of different things with it once you get it under control. Like Natty's advice is super good. So yeah, all right, good job. You're muted now.
Oops. Next up we have Yes Please, aka Friends Call Me Ty. Super rough one, so anything goes. Kind of feel it's a little too boring currently.
By the
Love
way,
myself.
Yes Please will be competing in the playtest this Saturday. So super spotlight. I can't wait to hear what you're doing.
Cool.
It's like I lost my breath. Can't catch it, I can't catch it. I feel the weight on my chest. Trying to make you happy, yeah, that's all I'm trying to do. But I know it's not right for you if I give the take from you. So I'm finally on my truth. A branch can't bend beyond its roots without breaking, and I'm broken. Thanks for setting me free to love myself. I'm done trying to please, I love myself. You can't be in love if I don't love myself. I'm fine loving me, so love yourself. When you're speaking, I can't hear you over the sound of my insecurities. Oh, no, 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 no. When that voice in my only seem to push you so far away from me that it feels wrong, baby. I know you can't fix me, don't need any fixing. I need to accept me, trust still see the vision. Yeah, I learned my lesson, done looking for blessings. Yeah, girl, I ain't stressing, I'm over with the testing now. A branch can't stretch beyond its roots without growing, and I'm growing. Thanks for setting me free to love myself. I'm done trying to please, I love myself. You can't be in love if I don't love myself. I'm fine loving me, so love yourself. I feel so sorry, and I feel no sorry. And you only want me when I'm on my sabi, boy. You'll be my sabi girl. Take time, we show the world, but then you run away and I'm alone with my heart. A branch can't bend beyond its roots without breaking, and I'm broken. Thanks for setting me free to love myself. I'm done trying to please, I love myself. You can't be in love if I don't love myself. I'm fine loving me, so love yourself. Baby, 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 oh. Baby, baby, babe, I'll go. Whoa. I love you forever, but gotta think about loving me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, isn't that a Justin Bieber song? Like, baby, 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 oh. I heard that. Don't think I didn't hear that. But I like it. It's almost like it's like a tribute, right? It's like a cool way of not a sample but a sample. But I love your voice.
I think they call that
it.
interpolation now.
Oh, inside joke. That was lovely. I love your stuff, and I think, yeah, I think maybe, as Ryan said, having a little bit more variety of parts, like having a little bit of ear candy. We haven't said that enough today. But I love your voice, and it should be the center, and it is the center, and it's great. It's great to hear you just kind of coming out of your shell and just letting it go, because it's beautiful.
Vocoder. Definitely need something more. Vocoder.
Maybe
Harmonize
it could
with
also
yourself.
be happy hardcore.
That could be funny, but I'm not sure that would necessarily make it more interesting. I don't know. I think boring is the wrong word, but incomplete. It sounds like a demo track before you get the full orchestra and do it properly.
Fair. Yeah. I think vocoder would be cool, and like maybe like some really lush harmony beds, like some ooh ah, like just sometimes the best treatment is a classic treatment. Like people are always asking me like, what is the hack to getting super thick layered vocal harmonies? And I'm like, do 50 takes and layer them. Like that is the thing. There's even some Ariana Grande like stuff where she's all sitting in front of Pro Tools just like stacking takes and stuff. Sometimes the old fashioned is the best. I didn't suggest tropical pluck synth vibes to balance out the mids of the guitar. I like that too, because that's a nice textural choice. Like your voice is really smooth, the guitar is really round. Maybe having some top end pluckiness would be super great. So yeah.
Maybe even having a more intense chorus development as well. You know, you got the I'm fine loving me, so I love yourself bit, and then you could have so love yourself, oh, and go really up in your range and emotional with it.
Oh, like some falsetto type of stuff, like or even like some old school, because you have that like classic like soulful R&B stuff. You could just do that like runs, that like that section which I like to call I'm showing off, right? It's like near the end, like baby, 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 you know, just go wild. Yeah, I'm really stoked to see everyone in the chat tonight. And, you know, I'm really excited also to get my power back. And then I don't mean like metaphorically, like literally get my power back in my house so that I can do...
You're an empowered woman!
I'm an empowered modern woman. So we're going to play one more track by our ill-BC champion, Ryan Reset. For those of you who are like, what the heck is ill-BC and what are you guys doing? Natty and I ran a crazy live electronic producer championship, and we had multiple rounds in different cities, and Ryan won the whole thing with his amazing live setup. So check out Ryan Reset anyways, because he's awesome. But what a great track to close off before we start playing the game. And then I want you guys to check out this game a little bit, because it's super fun, it's really, really addictive, and we even are going to just get like the big boss commenting from behind us. So let's so Josh, if you're still in the chat, I would love for you to play. So like let me message you and let's talk about opening that up for you. But what is the feedback that Ryan wanted?
Laid out a scratch vocal, so that part is not final. Not entirely sure where I want to take the structure of the track, as it's currently a collection of ideas. Open to changing the structure and adding, removing sections or parts. This is Lore's Draft 2 by Reset, aka Ryan Tram. It's very pretty as
Oh,
well.
that was crazy. Crazy. I really enjoyed that. It was just like, and again, this is from not from a mixing perspective at all anymore, because I am listening now in a little bit of a different situation. But it did feel like you have so much detail and so much crazy things. I longed for maybe just one little section where it was more minimal and it like focused on some of the different elements at a time, like maybe like just the bass more, and like maybe a halftime version of the beat, or just a little spacious section to appreciate all the crazy things that you have going on in this tapestry of awesome, right? Like that would be the only thing I have to say. But I think the sound design is really great. The crafting was really skillful. Maddie, how did you feel about that from a headphone close-up perspective?
Right now, it's very detailed, but at the same time, it's very level in the spatial aspect. Like, there's a lot going on, but they're all kind of always going on in the same spaces and places throughout the whole piece. I think that's some of the things that's probably making it difficult for you to figure out where to go with it is that lack of actual spatial development. That is I think that something like this needs to make us feel like we're moving through a place rather than observing one static scene, because there's so many interesting ideas. They're all conveying a slightly different tone and a little bit of different mood, and that's I would call that a journey track. But because everything's always sitting in one space, it's like, rather than walking through our own pace, we're sitting on a short ride at Legoland. And everything's always coming from the same perspective, front on.
Yeah, that's okay. That's basically what I heard as well in the speakers, but I just wanted to make sure I wasn't like,
No,
unfairly...
it's just like that right now.
Yeah, I mean, I love your stuff, Ryan, but I think it's also just important to remember the bias of your own ears, because like when you make such crazy stuff and you spend so much detail, as I know that you do, you can hear everything crystal clear because you made it and you know how it goes, right? But just like remember to take that step back, and that like not everybody has listened to each layer so many times. I feel the same way about vocals. Like a lot of vocalists do this. We bury our voice because we've heard it a million times and we know what we're saying and we think that it's like plenty loud enough. And the reality is no one else thinks that, So I think that would be the general advice, is just like beautiful, beautiful, amazing work. Give us a few chances to really hear it and take turns and stuff, because yeah, I know how you operate, sir.
And I'm looking forward to hearing the final version of that one, because it's definitely my vibe.
Me too. I love that kawaii, like atmospheric stuff, and it's so video game perfect, which is a good segue right before we go. So for those of you who don't know what the heck is going on, we are playtesting on Saturday this awesome game, Super Dr. Corona, made by 74-Bit, who was standing behind me. And we are going to battle, and we're going to feature producers. So right now, we have Natty and I are going to play online. And basically, when you play online, or when you play in general, you can play as a bunch of hilarious characters, right? That are all from the COVID-19 pandemic. So you might recognize them in different forms: the conspiracy theorist, the prepper, the sourdough chef. Are you setting up to play online, Natty?
It should be. It should let you log in, I suspect.
Well, I'm logged in, so if I start playing, should match me up with you. So, but you don't look like you're playing. Yeah, you're in versus. No,
Oh no, I'm wrong. Oops, I was in the wrong mode.
Super.
So this in the cool thing about this mode, yeah, you can be QAnon shaman guy, very observant. You want to like scroll through some of the characters so people can see how funny they are. So on the far left, let's start with the far left, because he's right behind me. It's Jason himself, but he's not himself. He's the billionaire, the crypto guy. And then we have
I'm gonna see if I can make the screen share a little bit.
Yeah, make the screen
smaller.
share, pull it so we can see stuff. There you go. So that's like the Alex Jones conspiracy theorist prepper. Then we have, keep going.
Sorry, oop, window focus. Yep, there we go.
Top, this, I think we all know who this is. We don't need to say his name.
Super.
But it's a child version. We got the hypochondriac. We got the sheeple. We have work from home Jonathan, who's actually the composer on the show. He's always working remotely. We have the 5G robot. Then we've got the toilet paper prepper. We have misinformation, you know what that is. So to explain. The combo king, which you'll understand in a bit. Then, as you all pointed out, the QAnon shaman guy. The hypochondriac. And then Nathaniel's favorite. I bet he's gonna play
My favorite character,
Karen.
of course.
And the last one I'm gonna play as is the sourdough chef, because everybody was making sourdough during COVID. So if you're free on Saturday and you want to play test with us, we can give you access and you can play live and we'll feature your music and stuff. So Natty and I are gonna play a battle, embarrassingly enough, with the developer of the game in the background to critique us. So all you have to do is you should select your Karen, and then it should match you up with me, because I think we're the only people online right now. Let's go.
Is it actually working?
You have to press it again. There we
Oh,
are.
there we
Let's go. All right. Feel free to Peanut Gallery comment, Jason.
Yeah, back how rubbish I am doing it at this angle.
You're doing great, Nathaniel. Don't beat yourself up. Just gotta match the colors.
But I don't know, I'm colorblind now, that's all this is.
Alright, so far, Chef Sourdough's in the lead. Oh, and now Karen's in the lead. Don't forget to use your boosters.
Oh, yeah. I slowed him down.
Natty just got slowed down by the
Evil,
booster.
evil.
You can do the same, Natty. Use your booster, which is probably E on the keyboard.
Natty has a controller, I think.
Oh, well then use the right face button.
Aha!
Ah! I've realized it's input lag.
Oh yeah, she does have a complaint to the manager. Like, she has actually taunts. And yes, it is based on Dr. Mario. Is it not, Jason?
It's heavily inspired by, but not exclusively. It's also got some elements of Mario Kart, where you have these special items, the boosters, I call them, right below the meters for everybody's virus, which you trigger with your button, and then it either hurts your opponent or helps you speed up.
So Natty, try using it on me. You got one.
It's got the snail. If you press there you go.
Oh, I could just win there.
Oh, taunt me. Show the Karen taunts.
Get me your manager. That is harassment.
Yeah, right now it's not showing properly, but that will be
Yeah,
fixed.
it doesn't like my iPad screen, that's all it is.
But yeah, you can taunt. And that's actually based on a secret Dr. Mario thing, isn't that?
That's right. In Dr. Mario, for the SNES, you can actually taunt your opponent after you've won the game with a little-known button. We couldn't find it on the internet, but it's actually a hidden taunt, like a car horn. It's great. It heavily inspired our taunt system within our game. We decided to make it just blow it over the top, so everybody's got taunts. So right now you can actually taunt if your super's in the bottle, so you can tease your opponent, but of course it also comes at a cost of obstructing your own view.
Yeah, it's definitely different than Dr. Mario. We play a lot of Dr. Mario, and the strategies don't really work here. So now I can taunt him with my sourdough, but he's
sorry.
Thanks a lot, Natty. Thanks a lot.
There's an input lag using it on the screen. I will not be playing on this screen on Saturday. Because it's a severe handicap.
Oh, look at that. Karen's very powerful, but also very random and hard to control her super. Looks like Chef Sourdough is about to catch up. She's got to drop that directly on there, and there you go.
Ah,
So
nice.
close, Natty, so close.
Alright, Tom, go.
Yeah, taunts do leave you, like, basically, yeah, I'm doing so well I don't need to see. Exactly.
Use your taunts.
All right, let's
Here.
let's play one more. I'm gonna play as a different character because we are both basically each person in the game has two kind of versions of themselves, I guess. So I'm gonna
Use the
play
taunts on this screen
as-
first, though.
All right.
Sourdough. Who wants the Oldham?
Oh, sorry, I already left.
Oh.
Just hit next.
Just hit next. Actually, I'm gonna play as Carl Jones because it's funny.
Super.
Are you gonna be Karen again? Or are you gonna be someone else?
I'm based someone else.
Oh, nice. QAnon Shaman versus Alex Jones.
So the cool thing with Carl Jones' super is it's a bomb, and once it's triggered, you can actually move it around and overlap any virus and blow up several viruses at once.
I can't see. He got a combo. Oh.
Super.
Okay, now hold down the button. Nope. Okay.
Oh, hold down the super button.
You just you hold down the
Okay.
end button to like start it. And it starts counting.
Oh.
Looks like Natty's just got to drop a red one down there, Natty.
Oh no. Yeah, I know. It's the input lag. It's like
Oh, I thought it was done.
You got a big stack.
Whoops.
She's got a big tall hat on top of her virus.
Oh
over
no, a hat.
Here. Looks like Natty might win. Just do it again, Natty. Do it again. Oh, blast it. Nope, turn it. Oh.
it doesn't work.
The trick with the super shout is that you can destroy viruses up against the bottom.
Hey, it's working. The taunt. Oh, I guess in the game it works. It just.
Yeah.
So here's
It's what
you.
the founding fathers intended. It's manifest destiny. Empty the.
Alex Jones would never win a fight with QAnon Shaman. He doesn't believe he's real. And his voice is a little boy. Yes, yes it is.
It's adorable.
Oh no.
Alright, we're doing pretty good. Natty, come on. Just blast away, Natty. Don't even think about it. There you go. Just blast him, Natty. Blast him. Yes. Boom. Look at it. Drop. Drop straight there. Okay.
Oh.
Hurry up, Natty. She's got a bomb. She's going to drop it right on her virus and destroy it. Push it up, yeah.
Aye, cool. Yes.
Oh, it's a draw! Whoa!
There's a draw?
Yeah, it's very rare, but you can actually get a draw.
No way.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, it's a surprise. There's a bunch of surprises in the game, like unlocking characters are hidden within the game, different ways of unlocking them, and there's every character has their own unique super.
So mine is the bomb, and what is his?
So the bomb is pretty much when you hold it down and you hold the button and the super starts flashing, that's when it becomes active. Then you have 3 seconds to move it around anywhere you want within the model with the D-pad.
What about the shaman?
So the raccoon, he has super shout, which blasts anything within its like sound range, and it looses everything within its range, so everything starts to fall.
I knew you were a hobgoblin.
I was just having fun playing this.
Use that booster, yeah.
Ah!
I bet you're
All right,
vaccinated.
2 more.
I knew you were a hobgoblin.
I knew you were a hobgoblin.
Oh boy, look at all these reds. Don't forget to use your booster, which is again, yes. We should use her booster, which gave her an extra super. Nat, if you use yours, you'll get a special rainbow block, which then you can match any color you want. I would put on a virus, not on a block, but that also fills your super meter when you destroy blocks. She's so fast.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Welcome to the circus.
Yeah, don't play this on a wireless display. You will lose.
Come on, Natty, I believe in you.
So, if any of you want to play test and play in the stream, we will feature your music, we will feature you, and you get to play Jason. Come in the camera. Natty has it cropped. Jason. Yes, he's the big boss. He made this game. He's really good at it, but you still might have a chance of beating him if you play a little bit.
There's a couple guys already signed up that are looking really strong, so I gotta get practicing the race myself for them.
Oh boy.
Come on, Natty. Just blast.
I think it's probably really hard to play on this device.
He's got some luck. Natty hit. Oh, you had poop.
You won. Well done.
Valiant effort.
Good game.
Very well done. Thank you everybody for tuning in. And again, if you want to play test, there's still time to sign up, and I'm going to post it in the chat. You get to do it on Saturday on stream live with all of us and battle to win. And we're also going to do a little bit of feedback and a little bit of producer featuring. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. I'm going to go eat some dinner. Natty, we love you. Better sharpen up for Saturday.
Well, I will be doing it on the proper display on Saturday, so you're going down.
You're going down. All right. Thank you. Do we want to do anything else?
Thank you, everybody.
Do we want to do our thing we do?
Of course. This has been LBC Feedback and Friends. Join us on Saturday. And lovely people, good night. That's not allowed.